soy la One Matt. Sean todos bienvenidos a esta maravillosa entrevista que tenemos preparado para ustedes, cortesía del club de Talking Forever, en miras al próximo evento de Voces Unidas por el Italodisco. Y hoy tenemos un gran invitado y para mí es un placer, un honor y un gusto contar con la presencia de Ubaldo Zambelli. Así que vamos a presentarlo con toda la alegría y con toda la algarabía necesaria, porque hoy vamos a conocer un poco más de su carrera, un poco más de él, antes de su pronta llegada aquí a Perú para el evento de Voces Unidas por el Italodisco. Así que los invito a todos a soltar su celular, a despejar sus manos, a soltar el teclado para poder recibirlo con un fuerte aplauso desde donde nos estén viendo. Pido fuertes aplausos para hoy, Ubaldo Zambelli. Hi, Roy. How are you? And you. How are you, Roy?
Great.
Welcome here to this interview. Benvenuto a questa entrevista. It's good like that, entrevista?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Very good, very good. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and it's good to explain something about my career and the information that all the fans want to know before coming to Lima.
Well, that's awesome. We are prepared for a ride right now. So I hope that you have a good time with us. And we are very expecting. We're very anxious for your presentation, which is going to be on 25 October here in Lima, Peru. But we want to know a little bit more about your career, about your legendary career. And the first question is the most basic of all. When was the moment when you decided I want to make this kind of music? I want to become an artist and start with my musical career.
Yeah. Well, actually, it has gone in this way. I was already playing in clubs with many bands, and I've always been fascinated by the electronic music and dance music. I like that kind of music. So I started to play with some bands and started playing the keyboards and singing most of all. During one of these shows, I got in contact with the manager of a record label, which is called the Memory Records, which has been a famous record label for Italodisco. And they saw me making my show on the stage. And after the show, they asked me if I was interested in recording a record. Of sure, you can imagine. I was very, very young, 21 years old. So I was enthusiastic about this idea, and that's the moment where everything started. Okay, it was 1985.
But did you have any like reference, like any singer or artist of that time that you saw and you thought, I want to be like that. I really admire this guy, or I really admire this girl, and I really want to be on that stage like them.
If I have to think about artists who play live, my favorite are artists like Michael Jackson or Prince. That are my favorite artists. Okay, and the kind of music that I like much is all the music that contains some kind of black vibe, and that's what I have tried to put in my record when I started to write them. And but that's not the only kind of music that I like, because I've got to say that I'm very open-minded about music. So I like to listen many kind of music. For example, another band that always make me crazy is Depeche Mode.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
great. Oh my God.
yes, one of
I
my
could have
favorite.
never imagined that.
One of my favorite, yes, and all the way in which they use electronics has always fascinated me. Yeah. Actually, the first well band after starting to make this record, I had a band, a very strange kind of band. It was called Proxima Futura. Proxima Futura was a crazy band. We were very ahead of time, too much ahead. Too much ahead. We made electronic music in Italy, and it was fun. Yes.
Yeah, and on that time, you didn't call that Italodisco because it was just what was happening on the moment. You created a whole new
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. The term Italo disco has born some year ago, but
Yeah.
at that time it was, well, dance music, music for dancing, music for the clubs. Yes.
But is there a specific reason, now that you tell me that you are very, or you have very eclectic, likings, that you are open to all musical genres? Why did you specifically chose this kind of music? It's a thing of enjoyment. It's a thing of pleasure, or why?
First, there are many reasons, of course, but first, the fact of that the let's call it Italo disco or anyway dance music contains a lot. The base of dance music is energy. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
indeed.
energy, movement, and I like very much music with energy. I've always been in my house, going on a stage, dancing and moving a lot. No, yeah, sometimes even too much. I have done crazy things during my career, moving and jumping everywhere in the clubs. While I was singing, but anyway, this is the first reason. Then, in dance music, and in our case, Italo disco, it's a kind of music where a lot of people made many experiments with sounds. Okay, because you are not so tied to a special genre. So everyone tried to make experiments with sounds, and that's a good thing for me. That I'm very passionate about electronic music and music made with synthesizers. Yeah, I
Well,
got in love with synthesizers since 1985, more or less.
that's great. And just out of curiosity, do you imagine yourself doing another genre of music? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know, salsa, for for saying anything.
Well, we talk about salsa, for example. Salsa is too difficult to make. I like very lot to dance it. Yeah, salsa. I like it very lot. I like a lot, and it's a very interesting music. Salsa, because it's one of the most rhythmic music
Yeah.
that we have, and there is no kick. There is no
That's
the kick in salsa,
yeah,
but is very rhythmic. No, it's incredible.
yeah,
And the
that's
fact
true.
that salsa is not counted in four, but it's counted 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. No,
Yeah,
it's very interesting. But
the
anyway,
compass, right?
yeah,
I don't know what's the technical name, but the beat,
the
it's
beat.
it's
Yeah,
asymmetric, kind of.
yeah, exactly. Very interesting. But anyway, apart from salsa, well, I've played many kind of music during my career, because apart from making Italo disco, I have played with bands making, let's say, really real funky music, no, and black and funk music, and I like very much even jazz. I had some project with bands, a big band with six horns, 12 elements, making jazz standards, for example. So I like a lot, many kind of music. Italo disco is not the only one. Yeah.
I know that's great. And by the way, I noticed that, as you told, you have this predilection, that this preference for upbeat music, for happy music, energetic
Yeah,
music.
exactly.
You seem to be really really energetic, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I like
great.
very much. I can't stay, let's say, quiet when I'm on stage.
That, that's
Sometimes I try because when I see the video after the show, I say, "Oh my God, I seem a crazy one. I seem completely crazy. I must stay calm, but it's impossible."
that's amazing. And let's go back for a second to the first question. When you started playing, or when you started your musical career, you were Ubaldo Zambelli. When does Roy came to life?
Well,
How that Roy was created?
well, Roy came to life very early, and I must say that every kind of thing that I've done in the music area, I have done it with Roy, never with Ubaldo Zambelli. And Roy comes from well, let's say a meeting with another musician, and coming from the USA. I knew him about 82 or things like that. And I knew him, and we started to make things together. And he said to me, "You are very sharp. Sharp means, like something that cuts, that's cutting, no? Very sharp, like a knife. Okay, so something that is very sharp. But in music means even the sharp notes, sharp, no? The ones that are between the keys on the keyboard, the black keys. Okay, I liked very much this term sharp, and I tried to find a name that sounds good with Sharp. So I decided, Roy Sharp. I like it very much, Roy Sharp. So for a period, I used that name, Roy Sharp. And when I knew the Sandro Zanni, the manager of Memory Records, and he asked me to make a record, he told me, okay, let's take only Roy, which is shorter, which is more concise, no, easy to remember, and that's the moment where Roy became my artist name.
That's great. Also, Roy means king, means rey,
Well,
right?
yeah.
You choose it because of that also, or it was a
And
coincidence?
I must say, I have to be sincere. No, I'm not so.
That's great. That's great. And
anyway, you must be a prince before you're king anyway.
such a
That's
nice
a
thought. Yeah,
sentence. That's a
that's right.
sentence coming from a great rap part inside one of Prince songs, which is called, I think, "My Name Is Prince." My name is Prince.
And currently, like half a century after that, more or less, you consider yourself already a king or not yet?
No, for sure not. No, I'm not the king at all. I'm really a normal person, very very easy one.
I see. I see. But I was thinking about your trajectory, your career, the whole accomplishments that you have got along across your life, and it's really well. It's incredible. It's amazing for me. It's an honor to be talking with someone that as accomplished as you. Um, I have one question about that. When you started in it was the 80s more or less, right? Or
85,
yeah,
85, the
85. All
starting
right.
of the record.
Okay, it's been like, well, it seems like it was, you know, just a few years ago, but when you do the math, it's been like 40 years ago.
That's incredible.
When you started, you imagine that you will have a career even 40 years after that, that you will have a long and illustrious career. You were thinking on that, or you were just living the moment?
Sure, no, because I was living the moment, and I have done that work, let's say, as the main activity for a lot of years. Okay, so the first record with Memory Records, and after that, I've started to do many things in music. I started to work as a producer for a studio in Milan. So I produced a lot of music for myself, for other people, for soundtracks for the movies, and things like that. So let's say that it has been a period of this dance music, and then I've gone on making a lot of things without doing this kind of record, but with other music. I've worked a lot with many DJs in clubs, and that's gone until let's say 95, 2000, 2005. And then I must say that my other work was was too much for me, so I had very few time. But the incredible thing, the crazy thing is that I never known that in places like South America, for example, my records of the 80s had success. I didn't know about that, and this is a bad story, because the record label didn't tell us what was happening there.
Yeah, because as far as I know, your music was introduced in South America by this independent record label that was named like Gapul or something like that, and then you you were known here because of that. But as you didn't know that they were doing that.
I was completely, it was unknown, this for me. Nothing. I couldn't imagine that I've been, let's say, famous in other places, because the only country where I was sure about it was the Spain. Okay, in Spain, I've gone a lot of many times and things like that. But in other countries, I didn't know nothing. And at that time, there was no internet, so you couldn't imagine those kind of
And
things.
and how did you feel about that? You were happy
It
because
was
you were
great. It
known,
was
or
great.
you were mad because they
No,
are
allora,
earning money with my music?
both, both things, because when I've discovered that a lot of people knew my music and liked it from the 80s in other countries, but offshore, you can imagine it was a great satisfaction for me. Great satisfaction. This knowledge begins in 2022, more or less 21, 22. People started to contact me on social media and tell me, "Oh, okay, am I you are Roy, the one that made Destiny Time?" Yes, I am. But we have your records, come on. I was crazy. No, this is impossible, this is impossible. So I discovered this thing. You can imagine the good feeling about that. But at the same time, when I discovered that I've been very famous in your countries and I didn't know nothing, well, even bad feelings, because I've lost the possibility to gain success and even money. I
Yeah.
never had one cent for that music at the era.
And did you contact the that record label? Did you did something about that? You maybe try to track the ones that were doing that?
Unfortunately, this record label doesn't exist anymore, so it's completely
It's gone.
gone. Let's say it's completely gone. So
Okay. Well, at least the fame was kept. You know,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
great. And you know, but currently, you actually talked about social media. Actually, there are a lot of new generations, a part of the ones that grew knowing your music, knowing your songs. A whole new generation that are discovering Italodisco, and really legendary singers like you in social media, in TikTok videos, in YouTube Shorts, in Facebook Reels. How do you feel about that?
I'm very happy about that, because I myself, I'm starting to, let's say, not discover but use social media from a couple of years because I don't have so much time to do that, and well, I'm very used to use my time for make productive things, no? So
Of course.
sometimes when you start to look at social media, it's incredible because you start to look, you don't realize that 3 hours has gone
Yeah,
by, no?
indeed.
You are just tap 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 with your finger, no? It's
Yeah,
incredible.
it's real. It's
And
real, man.
I'm happy of that because first of all, well, it means that my music, my way of singing is it's liked by many people, even coming from different ages. And so this is a good thing because it contributes to let's say to spread out this kind of music and to maintain it alive.
That's great. That's great. And now, this illustrious career and this, you know, I forgot. I'm trying to find a word for diffusion, for diffusion. No, like the, the mouth to mouth, maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
have have brought you to this concert that we're going to have on October 25 here in Peru, in Lima, Voces Unidas por el Italodisco. It will be your first time here on Peru, on Lima?
Yes, first time. I'm excited about that because
Yeah.
we talked with some guys from Peru, mostly Vilmantuero, which I knew during the event that has been in October of the last year here in Italy, and we talk about, well, it would be great if we can organize something in Peru, and time after time, it has come the moment now. So I'm very happy about that. And I must say that with the occasion, I've organized to stay some days more in Peru. So I want to
That's
make
great.
a little tour. I will go to see Machu Picchu. And
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. You're in for a really interesting ride. And um, how are your expectations about the people, about the fans that I think that constantly are waiting for whatever you do, or are really expecting to see you live on the stage.
for sure, what I have learned in my previous stay in South America, okay, is that South American people are crazy, are completely crazy, and I like it very much
We are
because I'm
indeed,
crazy
indeed we
too.
are.
So
But
for sure,
it's like you told that you go crazy on the stage, and then you saw
yeah,
yourself and
yeah,
say,
yeah,
how
yeah.
I'm doing this. We're like that.
Yeah, I love this kind of people, and I love the energy. And well, it's difficult to me to find the right word, but let's say that the simplicity with which people communicate, no, between it's a good vibe. It's always a good vibe. So I'm really looking forward to come there and have a good night with you.
That will be awesome. Well, we're almost over. I want to thank you for your time, and I will ask you to leave a message. Well, two messages, by the way. One, to the people that admire you, that are fans, that love your career. If you have anything that you want to say, maybe to make them more happy, or to like feed their spirits. And the second message, I would want you to invite the people to go to the concert this October 25, 25 de octubre, 25 di ottobre, here
25 di
in Lima, Peru.
ottobre. Exactamente. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you in advance. I want to say thank you in advance to everyone that will come to this event and will join me and us in this beautiful night. We, for sure, we will have a lot of fun together, and I'm looking forward to know all of you and to make autograph if you want. We will make pictures and things like that. I will bring with me probably some copies of one of my records that I produced a couple of years ago, Run for Your Life, which is a special edition, a blue vinyl that I produced myself. So we can exchange that. And so I wait you all. I'm looking to see you the 25th of October, okay, in Chorrillo, Lima. So te espero todo el mundo de Perú el 25 de octubre, este 25 de octubre, a la discoteca Manhattan en Chorrillo, Lima, ok? Y sarà una noche loca.
As crazy as a South American can be.
Yeah.
Perfecto. Los esperamos este 25 de octubre en el concierto Voces Unidas por el Italodisco a partir de las 9 de la noche en la discoteca Manhattan de Chorrillos, un evento organizado por Talking Forever en asociación con Italodisco Perú. Hoy nos ha acompañado Roy Ubaldo Zambelli. Roy, a lot of thanks for this interview. I hope it's not the last one, and I'm really looking forward to see you in person this October 25.
Yeah, perfect. The same for me. We have just a couple of weeks to wait, and then we will meet in person. Thank you very much for this interview, and I wait you all the 25th.
Thanks a lot, Roy. Let's give a round of applause to the awesome Roy. Thanks a lot, Roy. See you on October.
Destiny. I don't feel it coming gently. When you get on the share, running up the bed, running up with the beat, living the destiny.